All right, everyone, we need to talk about three players today from the Chelsea squad. That's Mason Mount, Levi Colwill, and Carney Chukwuemeka. I'm going to call him Carney because I'm probably going to mess up his name multiple times if I try to say his last name throughout this entire video. So let's start with Carney then, and what's going to happen with this player. Now, currently, he's been told not to travel with the U20 squad for England, and he's going to be at the club this weekend because we picked up injuries to Conte and Kovacic. So get me out of this season with all the injuries. We've had so many. I'm not even sure exactly what the number is at right now. It could be close to 100. I wouldn't even be surprised with all the injuries we've had this season. And because of that, it seems like we are going to have him possibly start, if not on the bench. Pochettino should be at this match as well. So again, he's probably going to analyze this player and see if he can utilize him next season. Now, the next player we're going to talk about then is Levi Colwill. Now, it's come out that we are very adamant on keeping this player at Chelsea next season. Now, currently, he's on loan at Brighton. I think he started about 10 games this season, so hasn't done a whole lot for this entire club. Obviously, Brighton have been doing well throughout their entire season. They were looking to get into Europe next year, but hopefully we can bring Colwill back to us. Now, we all know we are bloated into our entire squad, not just our midfield, but our defense as well. So if Colwill comes back, that'll be very, very interesting because that means that KK, Cucurella, one of those players is most likely going to be on their way out or getting loaned out at least. Thiago Silva looks like he will be staying at the club now, unless maybe Pochettino has something else to say about that, but more likely not that he'll be there. Then we obviously have Badiashile, we have Fofana, we have Chilwell, we have Gusto coming in. So bringing Colwill in as well is going to be very interesting. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to adapt him to a different position, maybe as that CDM type role that we've seen with Eric Dyer when Poch was at Tottenham. I still don't know, but it looks like they want to try to keep this player at Chelsea next season and not try to loan him out at all, because I think if we try loaning him out again, he's probably going to try to move for a sell, which again, we want to have this player future-wise. He's definitely an excellent player, still very young and has a lot of potential. So I think Pochettino sees that and again, wants to make sure that he can develop this player into an elite player at Chelsea. Now, our last player is Mason Mount. This is going to be interesting because Mason Mount now is doing some light workout, which again, great to see that the surgery went well for this player, but he's going into his last season of this contract and there's still debates on if he's going to be at Chelsea next season. Now, we all know that Liverpool is the one knocking on the door. He could easily fit into that squad, maybe Manchester United, but really, I hope that we can sign this player still. He's had 4 seasons under Chelsea in the senior club and has done quite well minus this year. And I've talked about this before. Everyone's done bad this year. So again, writing this entire season off. So again, for us to then look at Mason Mount and say, he's had 1 bad season, let's sell him, just seems ridiculous because as we all know, he has a lot of potential, can score goals, has been one of Chelsea's best players throughout the last couple of seasons, minus this season. And Pochettino definitely wants this player. He's a workhorse. He will get things done and he will learn more and more from this club. And again, can help us elevate and get us back into the top tier of the table and not sitting at 11th or 10th, depending on how this season ends, but possibly get us to win some trophies as well under Pochettino. So again, this is going to be a hard situation all summer long because again, we're going to have a lot of teams looking at this player and maybe we can try to maybe utilize him for a player swap, but I'd rather keep this player at Chelsea. He has a lot of potential, could be a captain in the future at Chelsea. I think he can definitely wear the armband at some point. I know he's done it once under Frank Lampard, but still, he has potential to be a Chelsea legend, but he has to stay at this club. He cannot go in and come back later in his career. That will taint his whole career at Chelsea. Again, he has high potentials if he goes anywhere else, whether it's Liverpool, Manchester United, or any Premier League team, and he'll do well there, which again will be very difficult for any Chelsea fan to swallow that pill because we've seen it time and time again, and I'd hate to see it with such a great player who, again, has a lot of potential at Chelsea. So hopefully Pochettino can do something to convince this player to stay, and it seems like all 3 of these guys are going to be staying at the club. Pochettino has a lot of things going that he's going to be looking and probably just cooking in the kitchen with all these players to get the best out of them and probably getting rid of some dead weight as well. So again, it's going to be a very fun summer. I'm very curious to see who's still going to be at Chelsea next season and how we turn out with Pochettino. So that is all I have for you today in the Chelsea news with those 3 players. Again, I'm really curious to see what happens with these 3 players. I think they still have a lot of potential at Chelsea, and I think Pochettino thinks the same thing. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you in our next video.